Far beyond California. That's feeling over the weekend holiday. That has many people feeling like it's right in their neighborhood, because for some it is. In Chicago, 4 stores were hit Thursday, early Friday morning as well. Just outside Minneapolis, more than 20 people stormed a Best Buy. Can you imagine being in a store and having 20 people storm the store while you're there? You, your family, they hauled off anything they could pick up and carry out. Seattle talk show host Jason Rantz is in focus now. Jason, welcome. You have said time and time again, either it was the autonomous zones, it was the rioting that was going on, it's the looting. Once you relax the reaction that you have to crime, the criminals say it's on.
Absolutely. When you have a party that's not prioritizing public safety at all, it leads to this, and it's not going to stop. I mean, and I almost feel like a broken record at this point, but why wouldn't criminals feel empowered to commit these kinds of crimes when the Democrats have said every single one of them will get a pass if they get caught? We don't do jail time anymore. We're closing jails. You get a low-level misdemeanor with no consequences when, in this case, we're talking about organized crime. These are felonies. And what do? Restorative justice. You get art or music therapy instead of jail, and criminals end up just skipping the restorative justice anyway. So at the end of the day, they continue to do this because they're allowed to do it, and only until you stop it and you actually punish and you actually send a message. Up until that point, nothing's going to change.
So I wrote down what you said. We're talking about organized crime. Because if you have 1 or 2 people going to, when you have 20 people hitting one store like a Best Buy, somebody had to have control and command of that situation in some way.
Absolutely, and we've seen this all across the country. Now, the people who are committing these crimes, they are still low-level people who are getting taken advantage of by other more devious criminals. But it's all organized. When you decide to go as a group, as you said, when you've got a getaway car waiting for you in the parking lot afterwards, you have conspired to commit this crime, and that raises it to a felony level. Democrats can pretend all they want that this is a result of institutionalized racism that they're trying to get over and poverty. No, it's not. We have to stop with this absolute nonsense. And by the way, you calling it looting is apparently a microaggression, because apparently that's a racist term. So the left going out of their way to word police. Yeah, they're going out of their way to word police rather than actually promote actual policing. They got mad at some media outlets for saying looting because it evokes some imagery that is racist. It's, of course, absurd, but that's what they're claiming.
No, we're just calling it what it is. And by the way, now I'm going to say it 50 times a day. All right. Critics are tearing into CNN over this tweet yesterday on the Wisconsin parade massacre. Waukesha will hold a moment of silence today, marking 1 week since a car drove through a city Christmas parade, killing 6 people and injuring scores of others. The blowback was swift and brutal. One person tweeted this: "Well, how about that? Autonomous cars seem to be running amok." Another, "A car did this, not a human being, with intent to kill and maim and being held on $5 million bail? You guys are a joke, CNN." Your response?
Democrats like to focus on the weapon when they don't want to make villains out of the criminals, when that criminal kind of flies in the face of the narrative that they're pushing. It's the gangbanger with a gun. That's not the problem. The gun is the problem. The smash and grab, that's not the issue. Poverty is. Darrell Brooks can't be the focus because he's not a white supremacist. He's not a white supremacist who was influenced by the right wing. He wasn't a Trump supporter. When we're told over and over and over again, the true threat is that white supremacists exist and they are taking over this country. Kyle Rittenhouse, he was a white supremacist with the intent to kill. It wasn't the weapon. Darrell Brooks, we ignore him, we ignore his views, we ignore his criminal history that has been enabled by left-wing light-on-crime policies, and then we focus on the SUV. And then, of course, people then wonder over at CNN, why don't people trust us? Well, look at your tweets.
Wow. You laid that down. Like we used to say, old school, Alan Carpet. Good to see you. Thank you.
Good to see you.
Jason, we'll see you soon. President Biden reported